All right, today we're tackling something that's really changing the game in schools. It's called a professional learning community, or PLC for short. And it's all about a massive shift in how educators work together to make sure every single student gets a chance to succeed.
Let me ask you something. For, I don't know, forever, the picture of a teacher has been this lone hero, right? Shut the door, teach their kids, and figure out all the tough stuff by themselves. But is that really the best way? What if working together isn't just a nice to have, but the absolute key to making schools better for everyone? Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down. First up, what even is a PLC? Then we'll get into the philosophy behind it, the 3 big ideas that hold it all up, and the 4 key questions that make it all happen. And to wrap up, we'll look at how this all works in the real world.
All right, first things first. What are we actually talking about when we say professional learning community? Because I'll tell you right now, it's way, way more than just your typical weekly staff meeting.
Okay, pay attention to these words: ongoing process and collaboratively. This is so important. A PLC isn't some program you do for a semester and then you're done. Nope, it's the culture. It's how the school runs day in and day out. It's this constant loop of teachers getting together, looking at actual evidence of what students are learning, and then acting on it together. And this is where you really see the huge shift in thinking. You know, traditionally, it's all about teaching. The question is, did I teach the lesson? In a PLC, that whole idea gets flipped on its head. The question becomes, did the kids actually learn it? See the difference? It takes teachers from being isolated islands to being a real team. It goes from, these are my students, to, these are our students.
This leads us right to the heart of the matter, the guiding philosophy. You could think of it as the North Star for every single thing that happens in a PLC.
And this distinction, this one idea, is everything. It sounds so simple, right? But it's a total game changer. It means that teaching a fantastic lesson isn't the finish line. The real goal, the only thing that matters, is whether the students learned. It changes the entire conversation. So a teacher doesn't just say, well, I taught fractions. Instead, the team says, okay, the data shows 70% of our kids nailed fractions. Now, what's our plan for the other 30%? That changes everything.
So you might be wondering, okay, that sounds great, but how do you actually build this kind of culture? Well, it all stands on 3 main pillars. Think of them as the foundation. Number 1, that relentless focus on learning. We discovered that it's not negotiable. Number 2, a collaborative culture. This means teachers are in it together, sharing the responsibility for all kids. And number 3, you gotta be focused on results. No more guesswork. Teams are always digging into the data to see, is what we're doing actually working? Okay, so if those are the pillars holding everything up, these next 4 questions, they're the engine. They're what takes those big ideas and turns them into what teachers actually do every single day. First up, what do we want our students to know and be able to do? This is huge. It forces teams to stop just trying to cover the book and instead really narrow down what is absolutely essential. What does every single kid have to walk away with? When you do that, you get consistency and you get equity. All right, once you've figured out what's essential, the next logical question is, how will we know if they learned it? This pushes teams to create common check-ins. Think of them like quick quizzes or activities that everyone does. That way you get fast, clear feedback on who's got it and who needs a little more support. And this next question, honestly, this is where the magic really happens. How will we respond when some students don't learn it? This means you can't just hope struggling students will figure it out. No, the school has to have a system in place, a specific, timely plan to give those kids the extra help they need to get there. But wait, it's not just about catching kids up. What about the students who get it right away? That's where question 4 comes in. How will we extend the learning for students who have it? And let's be clear, this isn't about giving them more busy work. It's about real enrichment, pushing them to think deeper and apply what they know in new ways. Okay, so we've got the pillars and we've got the engine. Now let's put it all together and see how this creates this awesome continuous cycle of getting better and better. It really becomes this powerful loop, you see? You start with question 1, clarify what's important. Then question 2, create the assessments to see who's getting it. Then you look at that evidence, and that leads you straight to questions 3 and 4. What do we do for the kids who need help, and what do we do for the kids who are ready for more? And then you do it all over again. It never stops. It's all about constantly improving. And through all of this, we can't lose sight of the why, the reason for all of it.
every single meeting, every bit of data. It's all laser focused on one single thing, making sure that every student, every single one, learns at a high level. That's the whole point. That's the promise.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. Doesn't matter if you're a teacher, a parent, or just someone who cares about schools. Looking at those 4 critical questions, which one do you think is the most important one to be asking for the students in your community right now? Because thinking about that could be the first step to making a real difference.